What's up, guys? This is going to be the full card breakdown for UFC Fight Night, Muhammad versus Edwards. It's coming up tomorrow, 5 o'clock start time for the prelims. So this video is coming out late just because of all the unknowns on this card. A lot of guys making their debut, a lot of tape to watch. Some of them are hard to find tape on. So once in a while, there'll be a Fight Night card that does come out late. I wanted to check out the weigh-ins as well. There are some bets on this card, a lot of underdogs. So I'll get straight into breaking it down. First fight of the night, we got Jason Witt and Matthew Semelsberger. So, looking at the weigh-ins, Matthew is significantly bigger. I have been going back and forth a bit on this. I think Witt, he is a decent wrestler. It does throw me off, though, how easy it was for Sato to put him away. Not that Semelsberger's on that level, but he does have some pop in his punches. He looks to be in really good shape. Like I said, he's got that size advantage. And I feel a bit more comfortable going with the favorite. I'm going to go with Semelsberger to get it done by TKO in the second or third round. Then we got Frey and Gloria de Paula. So another one here that was pretty tough. Now these two have a similar style. Both of them are pretty good on the feet. Like to use the clinch. I think that de Paula, just because she is bigger, Ginny Frey has been fighting the smaller girls, and I feel like, if they were the same size, it would be a complete coin flip for me, but I'm going to go with de Paula. I think in the clinch, she might have that advantage just because she is a little bit bigger. They both look to be in shape, and I could see this playing out, a decent bit in the clinch, but I think that it could be a good fight. I expect it to go to decision. I'll say Gloria de Paula by decision. Then we got Courtney Casey and JJ Aldrich. So this is one where, I guess if it was at a pick'em, you could consider the line accurate. But I definitely don't think Courtney should be the underdog. Now, she has had some issues with takedown defense. There's no doubt about it. In her fight against Jillian Robertson, she did get taken down. Every round, soon after the round started, and Robertson was able to get it done in the third. But I don't think that JJ Aldrich is at that level. I think that Casey might be able to tag her with some shots, and even if Casey does get taken down, she throws up submissions. She did almost catch Jillian a couple times. So I did take a small shot on Courtney Casey. She does have some good experience in there. She's had a lot of issues when it comes to the wrestling, like I said, but she's fought most of the high-level girls in the division. If you look at her record, she has a lot of experience and a lot of notable wins. And I don't think she should be the dog, like I said. So I'm going to be going with Courtney Casey here. I'm going to say she gets it done by decision. Then we got Nasrat Haqparast and Rafa Garcia. So we've seen Nasrat Haqparast get tagged in the past by Drew Dober, and he got put away. Rafa Garcia does have some power in his hands. He's a really tough guy. Nasrat is going to have a significant reach advantage. I do like him in the fight because it's short notice, but I definitely don't write off Rafa Garcia. He's been tagged in a few fights and then come back to finish the fight against bigger guys. Like I said, he's really tough. He's a Mexican fighter. He's in there to go to war, and I feel like, I wouldn't write him off. I definitely wouldn't be putting Nasrat in too many parlays, even though I think that he should be able to pull it off, and maybe even by TKO. Short notice having a lot to do with that, but I'm going to go with Haqparast to get it done. But like I said, just be careful with him as a parlay option. Same thing goes here for the next fight, Yahya and Ray Rodriquez. So Ray Rodriquez, I'm not overly impressed by him. I think he's a good fighter. I just don't think he's going to have a lot of success in the UFC, especially the upper levels. You'd have a serious problem there. And I think Yahya at one point was at upper level, but it could be at the point where age is going to catch up with them just because of the weight class that he's at. The smaller guys, 36, 37, all the way up to 40, that's going to be where they start to significantly lose the speed. I think skill-wise, Yahya is a lot better, and that's what's going to lead me to pick him here. But if it is a high-paced fight and Rodriguez has his cardio in check, we've seen Yahya slow down later in the fight, and Rodriguez does like to throw bombs. He has clipped a few of his opponents with some big shots, and this could be a really good fight. I'm going to go with Ronnie Yahya to get it done by submission in the first or second round. Next up, we got Charles Jourdain and Marcelo Rojo. So this is going to be the second dog of the night. Marcelo Rojo, looking at tape, he is a good fighter. He's good on the feet. He's fast. He's not afraid to mix it up. He seems really confident for this fight. But my only issue is I have seen him clipped in a couple of the fights that I watched. And when you're fighting a guy like Charles Jourdain, who's got the power that he has, he's not afraid to throw in the pocket, that can definitely be dangerous. But we've also seen Jourdain get clipped as well. So it could be a really good fight. I do think the line's off here. And I did put in a bet on Rojo. I think that Jourdain should be the favorite, but just not to where it's at right now. Maybe just a slight favorite. Marcelo's going to be really hungry in this one. So it's going to be a good fight, like I said. I'm going to go with Marcelo Rojo to get it done by TKO in the second round. Then we got Angela Hill and Ashley Yoder. So these two have fought in the past. Angela Hill picked up the win in that fight. And just to get to the point, I feel like she should be able to pick up the win in this one as well. Ashley Yoder, she's really good on the mat. I think that'll be your game plan, is to get Angela Hill down. I don't think striking, it would work out very well for her. And I think that Angela Hill will be able to keep it on the feet and outpoint her for a decision in this one. Possibly even a late finish. I mean, Yoder's been tagged in a couple of her recent fights, but she did pick up a big win. I believe it was her last fight against Miranda Granger. So I think Angela Hill is going to be in a lot of parlays. Not mad at anybody who does have her in one. And like I said, I'll take Hill by decision. Then we got another underdog. So Eric Anders and Darren Stewart. A fight that stands out for me when it comes to Darren Stewart is actually his loss to Bartosz Fabinski. Fabinski was a big dog in that fight. I bet him. And he went with a game plan that's perfect when you're fighting Darren Stewart. And that's just a cage grind to tire him out. He likes to get out there and throw bombs, tag his opponent. We saw him actually get a guillotine finish over coconut bombs. But I think he got tagged in that fight as well. So, it is a good fight. I think that Eric Anders is kind of on, or has been on, kind of a downward slope. He was looking good early on in his career. UFC was really high on him. I don't think he beat Gerald Meerschaert. So really that would be one win out of his last 6 fights. So he's definitely been struggling, in my opinion, but I don't think this is a bad fight for him. I think that he might be the stronger guy. And if he can get Darren Stewart up against the cage, and I'm sure that there will be some striking early on, but Anders does have a decent chin. I think that it could be a good fight. I don't think the line's accurate here. It should be a pick'em, in my opinion. So I did put in a bet on Eric Anders, and I'm going to say he gets it done by decision. I don't necessarily see either of them getting finished. Possibly Darren Stewart, but Stewart has looked better over the years, right? He just doesn't have a lot of notable wins, in my opinion. Maki Pitolo did look good recently, and he did pick up that win, like I said, by guillotine. And he actually looked pretty good in the Jourdain win fight as well. But, I'm not going to be taking him here with the line where it's at. So, again, Eric Anders by decision. Then we got Matheus Nicolau and Manel Cape. So, Cape came in on his debut in his last fight. They put him up against Alexandre Pantoja. He actually looked a little bit slow in that fight. He is more of a counter striker, and he just didn't really catch up to Pantoja. Pantoja was able to get off his shots and get out of there for the most part. But when he did connect, or when he did throw and was successful, he's got a lot of pop on his punches. He's pretty fast himself. He just did a lot of waiting. And I think that's what cost him the fight. If he wants to win this fight, he's definitely going to have to put up more volume. He's going to have to go for the kill. And I think that Nicolau, if it's just, if the fight goes to decision, I could see Nicolau picking up the win because he does have more volume from what I've seen on tape. So Manel Kape's going to have to go in there, really put the pressure on, throw some big shots, because I could see him getting the finish in this fight. But it's a tough one to call. I'm going to take Kape because he did show, some signs that he is a dangerous striker against Pantoja. And a lot of fighters don't perform to the level that they normally would on their debut. So I'll give him another shot here. I'll say Manel Kape gets it done by TKO in the second round. Then we got Jonathan Martinez and Davey Grant. So Jonathan Martinez is a fighter that I've been high on for a while now. He did take a loss to Andre Ewell, but I thought he won that fight. I thought it was pretty clear. It was actually in with the robberies of the year on one of the award shows. So he should be on a 5-fight winning streak. He looked dominant against Frankie Saenz. Beat Thomas Almeida, a guy that a lot of people thought was going to win that fight. And I'm just impressed by him. He goes for the kill. He's aggressive. He's fast. And he's always improving. His opponent, Davey Grant, he's a really tough guy as well. Got it done in his last fight against Martin Day. Martin Day's a really good striker, just not the most well-rounded fighter. And he put him away in the third round with a big power shot. And he's fought a lot of higher-level guys in the division as well. So you can't write off Davey Grant, but I do like Jonathan Martinez to pick up the win and continue his win streak here. I'm going to say he gets it done by TKO in the first or second round. Then we got a really good fight, Dan Ige and Gavin Tucker. So previous to his loss to Calvin Kattar, Ige was on a 6-fight win streak. Kevin Aguilar, Mirsad Bektik, and Edson Barbosa, all three of those guys were in that streak. He was looking really good. He's always there to fight. He's well-rounded, good cardio, power in his hands, good wrestling as well. So this is a good matchup because Gavin Tucker, he looked really good in his last fight against Billy Quarantillo. Same against Justin James and Sang Woo Choi. I think he's got a lot of potential. He definitely has the potential to win this fight, but I can't go against Dan Ige. He's a really tough guy. I think it's a decent matchup for him just because he's going to have an advantage as far as the reach goes. But Tucker does have the potential. I'm not going to bet on this fight. I'm just going to watch it. Again, I think it's going to be really good. And I'll go with Dan Ige to get it done by decision in that one. Then we got the co-main event, Misha Cirkunov and Ryan Spann. So this fight is tough to call just because either one of these guys could catch the other and it'd be a quick night. Cirkunov in his last fight, he was losing to Jimmy Crute. He got the reversal and picked up the win. So it was impressive, but he wasn't looking good early on. Ryan Spann, same type of deal. He was looking good. He clipped Johnny Walker, looked like he could be on his way to the finish. Then he got tagged himself and lost the fight. So I'm sure both of these guys are going to be hungry for the win. Ryan Spann has been more active. He seems to be improving fight to fight. And Misha Cirkunov, like I said, I wasn't overly impressed with his last performance, even though it was a good come-from-behind win. I'm actually going to take Ryan Spann in this fight. I'll say he gets it done by TKO, but definitely wouldn't be betting on this one. I think the main card's going to be really good. It is flying under the radar. Then we got the main event, Leon Edwards and Bilal Muhammad. So I did give this one out last week as a bet, Bilal Muhammad as the underdog. He's a really tough guy. He's really underrated. He's got a lot of pressure. His game plan is always to just move forward, throw strikes, mix in takedowns, and just put the pressure on his opponent. We saw that against Diego Lima. Lima actually did a pretty good job with the leg kicks, and that is a concern in this fight. He was feeling it after the fight, but I think that he is, fully healed now, and I expect that he's going to be ready for this fight. He did look good at the weigh-ins, intense stare down, so I think he's going to come through with the same type of game plan he always does. He's going to try to put it on Leon Edwards. And I don't know if Edwards can keep that pace for 5 rounds. He has the potential to catch Bilal Muhammad. But I think as the fight goes on, if Bilal is in the type of shape that he normally is, and puts that pressure on, I think it'll be hard to pick up a decision against him. And I'm going to be going with the underdog. I think Edwards is dangerous, but the inactivity is something that I'm also considering. And he has a ton of good wins, high level competition. So I am high on Edwards, but this performance is going to be really telling. And I'm more confident going with the guy that's been active and likes to put on that pressure in a 5-round fight. So I'm going to be going with Bilal Muhammad, putting a bet on him as well. A lot of underdogs on this card. So I'll pull up the bets now. So we got Courtney Casey at plus 125. I didn't think she should be the underdog. Eric Anders at plus 150. I think that one should be a pick'em. Marcelo Rojo. Again, I think that Jourdain may be a slight favorite, but not to the level it's at right now. And Bilal Muhammad. I think that one, maybe should be a slight favorite for Leon Edwards. But again, with the inactivity, that one's definitely off. So 4 underdogs, and then Hill and Martinez as the parlay. There's also another parlay, fight to go the distance with Gloria de Paula, Hill and Yoder, and then I threw in from next week's card, Jamal Hill against Paul Craig. So, and that one is, at plus 122 for that second parlay. So, I mean, there's other over-unders you could alternate out for those. That's what it's looking like for this week. Hopefully it's a good one. Let me know who you guys have, how you see the fights playing out, if you disagree. And good luck to you. I appreciate you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.